We've definitely seen some ups and downs in terms of price over the last 24 hours. Shib did exactly what we were talking about. It came down, it touched its longer term trend. We're seeing a nice bounce off of that. And I do want to mention just a few things that have happened that's causing this volatility in terms of Shib price. We're seeing some good things actually here. I do also want to talk about something great that's happening for Ethereum that can give some support to ERC20s, maybe a little bit of a push ahead. And I do want to talk about actually something a community member, a viewer brought up, discussing Shib ecosystem token delisting. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So Shib is obviously sitting around 40113. We're trying to make our way through the day, but we did in fact come down, like I said, touch that longer term trend. And we're still in the process of building this more elongated right shoulder here on our inverse head and shoulders, still below our 20-day moving average. And again, that's going to be the point where Shib can liven up just a little bit, but over the last 24 hours, we've had some good news, some bad news. Yesterday morning, it all started when Jerome Powell spoke in front of the panel and basically blamed tariffs for the reason that we have not had interest rate decreases, which again, you could discuss that into oblivion, but the market didn't like that. Then we got the big, beautiful bill passing the Senate in the middle of the day, caused some volatility and some concern yet again. Then we had the SEC approval to convert the Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund to a spot ETF. So that caused a little bit of positive news. And then overnight, we actually got some news about Israel agreeing to the 60-day ceasefire. And so there's basically a sea of news all over the place. And now it's a question of, how does the market decide to react to that? We obviously saw some red. We're seeing some green now. And we're actually seeing Shib do some pretty good things here. Again, holding this long-term support, I think, is a very good sign for Shib. I will say right now, again, we're still flipped on the bearish side of this daily stochastic RSI. But, I look at this weekly, and guys, we're about to flip bullish on the weekly stochastic RSI. That's good because that's a lot of times we do in fact see these extended rallies. Not saying this needs to happen for sure, because obviously if we get a couple red days, this could completely invalidate this and we might not see that. But there are some positive signs here for Ethereum as well. We were actually seeing a nice day and bounce back for ETH. We can see ETH still kind of bouncing around its moving averages, trying to build this inverse head and shoulders here as well. And what's really helping ETH is, even despite having an institutional unload day for Bitcoin, it was an institutional accumulation day for Ethereum. And what's interesting is, although Bitcoin was a good buy day and then a ugly sell day yesterday, right? We've started off with a good buy day on Monday and an even better buy day on Tuesday. So you're seeing institutional money look at Ethereum just a little bit different than it is Bitcoin, which is kind of strange. All right. Now, what I do want to say here as well is I'm going to be talking about this in an ADA video coming later. We're still following that longer term trend for this ETH BTC pairing. So we might still have some relief here into the middle of July versus Bitcoin. And maybe that's where we get a little bit of rallies around the crypto market. Maybe Shib can take a little bit more of a leg here. We'll have to watch and wait and see what happens. Again, some of those 20% breakouts like we've been talking about. But again, patience, I will say, is the biggest thing here. Now, there's been a little bit of FUD floating around surrounding delistings. And what this really was there have been announced delistings for Bone token. Now, this is specifically from OKX and Onus. I've never heard of the Onus exchange. And this has definitely caused some questions. This caused some dropping in terms of Bone price, which you never want to see. I mean, I do still hold some Bone, actually. I keep holding on hope that the Shib ecosystem is going to do something. It hasn't done a crazy amount yet, but I did find it kind of strange. And why I'm saying that is, I look at the OKX trading volume for all of its tokens. Bone right now is 234th, but we don't see delistings from some of these other tokens taking place here. So I would say it's kind of odd. I don't know if they just don't like what's going on with the Shib ecosystem in general, or if there's something else, if it's just routine delistings. I can't elaborate on it. All right. I don't know. Now, obviously, some of the Shib ecosystem is very outspoken against this. Shib Lucy coming out and saying she's not going to chase exchanges if they don't want to list Shib ecosystem tokens. It is what it is. She says it's manipulative, and maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's something else, right? But here's the thing I will say that I've said for a very long period of time. Remember, Shib and the Shib ecosystem, they are two separate things, right? The Shib ecosystem somewhat relies on Shib. Shib does not rely on the Shib ecosystem. All right. So do I think that this is going to make an impact in Shiba Inu itself? No. I think right now we've kind of been at a point where we haven't really, I haven't really talked about the Shib ecosystem in quite some time. There hasn't really been much there that has made an impact in the price of Shib in quite some time. And again, there are things that the Shib ecosystem can do that can help benefit Shiba Inu. It's very much two separate entities right now, if you will. And it has been, right? But we're not seeing obviously that same joined path like we've been talking about in the past. So just a couple other things for you. Supposedly we're going to get interest rate decreases by September. That could provide some nice liquidity for the crypto market. Yeah, we're kind of in a spot where the market's just putzing along. We're not really doing a whole lot. We're still kind of in this neutral range. Currently, Shiba Inu is still sitting at number 19, technically number 17 overall, again, because I don't count stables, but 90 million dollars over the last 24 hours. It's been pretty quiet in terms of volume. Pretty quiet day on the whale side yesterday. Holders still staying strong. So we're seeing all the right signs here, again, for bottom formations. And it's just a question of now, do we get this extension? Do we get a little bit of run, a little bit of relief here? So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.